Hey everybody, it's Cynthia, and I am here with a late night video with a t-shirt haul that I did because I went to Goodwill, and our particular Goodwill always has good shirts, but I swear someone donated their entire collection. Some wonderful, geeky, nerdy person like myself donated their entire collection because I found a whole lot of great things. And I actually bought the most shirts I've ever bought at one time at the Goodwill, which is pretty amazing. And I hope you'll be able to hear me okay. It's quite late at night here, so I'm going to talk a little softer than usual. But I really did. Okay, yawn. That's how late it is. I wanted to show you some of these shirts because I need to get them listed tomorrow. And once I list them, they go through the photography process and they get put away, and then I never get a chance to show you them. So let's dive right in. Starting with the one that is not a t-shirt and is probably the least pop culture. Well, maybe not, because there's actually quite a few things on here. So this, I don't pick up a lot of button shirts, but this one literally kind of leapt off the rack at me. In my Goodwill, the t-shirt rack where the black shirts are, which is my favorite place, right across from that in the same aisle is the short sleeve shirts where the Hawaiian shirts are. So I catch a lot of things just because I'm in that row. Anyway, so this is I don't know how to say it, Soldaria, I guess, Ferrari Puma shirt with some really nice patches, shell, Fiorelli tires, and there might be some other ones. It was $5.99, so $6, which isn't bad. And I glanced at it because we've had a few Ferrari items in our store recently that I picked up in an estate sale, and we've done really well already. We sold a Ferrari jacket, so I thought I'd try this one, and I looked it up, and they do actually sell quite well. And when I say quite well, I mean like in the 30, 40, possibly up to $50 range. This one's in really good shape. So I paid up a little bit, $6, which is more than I like to pay for a shirt, but that's about standard pricing for button-ups. And yeah, I should do real well on that one. And I see it's Puma logo too. This one I bought strictly for the art. I tried to sort of trick myself this week. Let me see if I can get a better. Oh, I thought I was going to get a better angle. Maybe there. I tried to trick myself this week by not looking up all the shirts. I really want to just go in and buy what I want to buy and trust my instincts. But I don't know. I always feel like I should look at a bunch. And quite honestly, I bought 20, I think. And I even still left about 10 or 15 behind. Shirts that I probably could have sold, like there were some Game of Thrones and things like that, but I think what it is I have the budget I have. I don't like to go over the budget. And so I kind of just pick the best of the best. But the point was, I did try to pick a few that I didn't look up just to kind of go with it. I just, sometimes even if they're not selling for somebody else, they'll sell for us. So this one, I loved this art. It's Midnight at the Oasis. I don't know what it is. It's Yuma, Arizona, 2010. So it was obviously some kind of event. It was probably a car event. I thought the art on this was really nice. We do well with like vintage car type shirts. I buy them because I like them, which is really the point I'm trying to make here is if you like it, probably somebody else will like it. So the exception to that rule we're going to get to as I get a little deeper here. But the art on this was so noir and unusual because you see a lot of pinup shirts, but this one had a real 1940s feel to it that I thought was quite fun. So again, I grabbed it. I don't like to buy white shirts, but I went with it. This shirt is another exception to my rules. All the shirts, by the way, cost $2.99 at our Goodwill, so that's what I paid for every one of these. So this is clearly a Star Wars shirt. And your worshipfulness, I don't even understand that. I guess I'm not enough of a Star Wars fan to understand that. I don't know. Normally, I do not buy Star Wars shirts because, this is the exception I was just talking about, is because so many people... Okay, this is what happens when I film late at night. I said buy what you like because other people like it. The problem with Star Wars and Marvel and some other properties is so many people like them that there are tons and tons and tons of them on eBay. And a lot of times you're competing with dealers that can sell every size, in every design. So unless it's something unusual, I don't usually pick it up. I did break my rule on that a couple times. This one I picked up for this reason. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It says, maybe the back is better, Star Wars Celebration, Anaheim 2015. This is the special Star Wars convention that they have. I don't know if they have it every year or every other year. I think it's every year, but it's every other year here in Anaheim, and then they do it in Florida. So this was a special shirt that was made for the celebration, which to me means you could only get it if you attended. It might have even have been like something you got with your ticket or something you bought. And I liked it's a woman's shirt. It's got that little bit of a cap sleeve, and because it's Princess Leia on it, I think this is amazing. So I could not leave this behind, mostly because of being from the Star Wars Celebration. Normally, again, I wouldn't buy Star Wars shirts in a small size like this, but I think that's going to be a real winner. I did not look that one up either. Actually, no, I take it back. I did try to look it up. I could not find it. I had found other shirts from that event which do well. So I'm expecting, honestly, I'm thinking over 25 range on that one. This one is weird. This is an example of how when you flip through the racks. This was the front of the shirt, who and plus which plus what sits. If you're a fan of this particular property, you might know from that, but I had no idea what this was. There's a lot of shirts popping up with this style block lettering, and then it's kind of different jokes depending. So I was ready to pass it by, but as I moved the hanger, I saw the back and saw this. Disney, sorry, again, not the best angle. Disney, Wrinkle in Time. So it's the promo shirt from Wrinkle in Time, which I thought was kind of fascinating. It's not Disney labeled, so I don't know if it was made for an event, if it was just a promo. A lot of times promos, actually promo shirts won't always have a label like that because, again, they're just produced for a specific event. I did not look this one up, but I went Wrinkle in Time. Matter of fact, I hear they're releasing that movie again for Mother's Day, which I didn't know when I grabbed it. So perfect timing. Got to get that one up right away. Clearly, and again, I bought it because it's a Disney movie. This one is kind of an unusual one. I bought this one purely on look, including the tag. Look at this tag. Raw Vibes Fresh Jive. So Raw Vibes, I'm assuming, is the name. Well, obviously it's the name of the shirt company. It's Stereo Communication, 45 Records. It's got all kinds of musical images on it, and it's a nice quality t-shirt. Very, very thick. So I imagine it was quite expensive to start with. When you do this all day long, you can feel the good quality shirts. I just thought it was fun. My husband is a collector of old media records and 8-tracks and things like that. So, yeah, this shirt I'm sure is going to appeal to somebody like him. It's also a really nice forest green color that you don't usually see. This one didn't bother to look up because I could not leave this behind. Let me get closer here and come up for you. So what we have here is Gotham, The Flash, Arrow, and Constantine, which I recognize as the CW lineup. And sure enough, when you flip her over, it says, I'm trying to get myself in line here, Warner Brothers Television, a night of DC Entertainment, and then it has all the shows with their time slots. So again, promo shirt. I suspect, again, all of these did come from the same person and from a very specific event, which I will show you when we get to it. But I don't know if this has any real value. Oddly, I've bought a bunch of CW promo shirts, and they don't always sell well, but I can't leave it behind. I'm too much of a CW fan to not grab a CW shirt, and it's got the Warner Brothers logo on the sleeve. That's always a nice touch. So I wouldn't say buy. No, I would. I'd say if you found a promo shirt, buy it. So this has a this has a triple threat. I, again, saw the front first, which was this. Now, it's a pocket t-shirt, which is unusual. Gorgeous, gorgeous, like Day of the Dead kind of looking art on here. And it was from House of Blues, Myrtle Beach. That's South Carolina, North Carolina. Excuse me, people from Myrtle Beach. It's one of the Carolinas, I believe. And then I looked at the back, and look at this. It is beautiful. So it looks like tattoo art. So, number one, somebody who loves tattoo art could love this shirt. A fan of House of Blues, love the shirt. A real fan of the Myrtle Beach House of Blues, someone who attends that place often, would extra love this shirt. It's also excellent Day of the Dead art. These colors, I don't know if they're going to come through. They're that soft, airbrushy colors that you get. Oh, so gorgeous. But then look at this. I noticed this at the end. Bike Week 07. So this was actually a special t-shirt put out for what must have been a motorcycle event in 2007, which, is getting to be a few years back already. But yeah, so I didn't bother to look this one up. I fell in love with it, everything about it. If it wasn't House of Blues, I probably would have bought it for this art. All this other stuff, just bonus. I'm thinking this is a $25 or more t-shirt, especially because it's a pocket tee and it is an official House of Blues. And it's an extra large, which is nice. A 2X would have been even better, but I like extra large. This, let me open it up more so we get, I grabbed, I actually did a double take. And again, remember I said, I swear some guy dropped off his whole collection at Goodwill. Well, this was another part of his collection. So this is the Alien Xenomorph. Am I saying that right? From Aliens. It is not a branded shirt. It is just the alien. There's no text or art. So somebody, I don't know, could have been a promo shirt. Somebody could have just made the art and put it on a shirt. But I don't think I'm going to have any trouble moving it. It's so cool. It almost glows. This green neon on this black shirt. It almost glows. The black, I find, my Goodwill puts the black shirts first and then gray, brown, into navy blue. And then on the other side is like orange, yellow, pink, and then the white shirts. And what's funny is when I start on the side with the black shirts, my cart fills up instantly. My husband always comes by and go, "Oh my God, you found so many shirts." Well, it's because I started on that side. As I get around to the other side, I pick up maybe only 2 shirts from the other side. Because we live in Anaheim Ducks country, which is, their color is orange, the 90% of the orange shirts are Anaheim Ducks. The best, almost, I'd say, at least 50, probably 65% of the best shirts I find are on black. This is the other thing I was talking about. So, this is a Comic-Con shirt. Screws my arm. Dig that art. Is that amazing? And what is this? I was trying to figure. It's 2013, I think, right? Excellent steampunk art. This is actually one of the prettiest Comic-Con shirts I've ever seen. It's got a logo. What's it got here? Comic-Con graffiti on the side. I always think Comic-Con things should be worth a lot of money because, again, only a certain number of people get to go. They aren't always worth a lot of money. Comic-Con bags, the big giant tote bags that people literally trample each other for to get every year at Comic-Con, used to have a good market, but I think they've just become flooded on eBay and they don't move for the kind of money they used to. No joke, they used to sell for $30, $40, $50. Comic-Con program books, which I always feel like should be collectible. I've never had any luck moving them, and I find them now and then. I find them at bookstores. I find them in estate sales, but they don't sell. But I couldn't leave this behind because the art on this is so cool. I think somebody's going to want this for this piece of art right here, that the Comic-Con is almost going to be secondary. But what I tell you, if I didn't already say it, this is what really tells me that somebody dropped off their whole collection. So somebody who went to Comic-Con and collected all of these promo shirts, turned them all in to Goodwill. And I'm so glad I went over there today and got them. I have no idea what that's going to sell for. Like I said, might be a dud. Don't know. This is another one that I thought was really cool that could be a dud. So this is a Disney, what do they call it? Um, a Disney adjacent shirt. It is from Disney Animania, which is a Disney fan club convention that happens to be the 2010 convention. It's double-sided. That's the front. And then the back has this crazy Disney Anna fan club and the address of the fan club. I haven't looked up if they still exist. Probably. This is from 2010. They're probably still there. When you buy something specific like this, you run the risk of the fact that very few people would want this shirt, that only the people who went to this event or wished they could have gone to the event bought it. But it has to be somebody who knows about it. So I may have trouble moving this. Maybe nobody will want it. But I thought the art was fun. I thought it was unusual enough that some Disney collector might want it. Call it a rescue, if you will. I just felt like I couldn't leave this behind at the Goodwill. Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think I'm going to be able to sell this? Or like in 6 months, am I going to pull it down and redonate it? So cute though. I have another shirt like that. I get pretty soon. There's a shirt in here that I love, and I might be the only person who thinks it's really special. I actually had quite a few of them. This is another one. If you've watched my other videos, you will have heard me say, don't buy Knott's Scary Farm shirts. I am a sucker for these. I'm too much of a baby to go to Knott's Scary Farm, but I love everything associated with Knott's Scary Farm, which if you're not from Southern California, Knott's Scary Farm is Knott's Berry Farm, which is a famous attraction amusement park near Disneyland, and they are well known, probably more well known for their Halloween haunt. It is one of the premier Halloween haunts in the United States, and they're kind of the people who sort of forced Universal to do it at their place as well too, because they were getting all the business. I try not to buy Halloween haunt shirts when I see them anymore because I have a ton of them. I should have just started a collection of my own because they don't sell well and they don't sell very often. But this one I'd never seen before. This art, before I realized it was Halloween haunt, I grabbed it because I loved this art. Again, it really appeals to the, I like this kind of horror. I like this kind of, what would you call it? Sort of classic. Let's call it classic horror. So the art on this was so amazing. Again, vibrant, crazy green, that I grabbed it before I realized and thought, I have to take this. I've seen so many Halloween haunt shirts and I've never seen this one. The other reason it's unusual is there's nothing on the back. Usually the haunt shirts have a list of the attractions on the back. So this one feels really different. It's a 40th anniversary, so it might have just been like a special shirt that they sold at the time in the park. But I haven't looked it up yet, as I said. I might not be able to literally give it away for less than $10, but I'm hoping that somebody will want to give this a good home because it's a dang cool shirt. This is another kind of a niche shirt, but no way was I leaving this behind. Sony Picture Studios Production Services, and then on the back it says Stages, Sony Picture Studios. So this shirt obviously belonged to somebody who worked at Sony. Now that I think about it, it could be a lot of these promo shirts I got might have come from the same person. This is somebody who worked in the business and had access to a lot of, and they were a fan. It's a nice gray shirt. It's very specific. But again, I'm hoping that somebody who's just a fan of movie making or a fan of Sony or somebody who works at Sony will want the shirt. I could not leave it behind. Anything that says a movie studio on it, I cannot leave behind. This is something a little bit different. I did not look this up because, again, I wasn't going to leave it. That was kind of became my new, my threshold for what I was going to look up in the store was if I can't bear to leave it behind, even if it's worthless, why bother looking it up? So this was a concert tour shirt from the Happy Together Tour 2016 with all the bands I grew up with, the Turtles, Mark Lindsay, it's Paul Revere and the Raiders. The Cowsills. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. If my sister's listening to this, didn't you used to have I think you used to, I always get it confused. We used to write to a guy, Gary Puckett, or was that a different group? I loved the art on it. This great, sort of hippie, 70s hippie look. And the color's amazing. I don't know how well it's going to show up. It's like a turquoise shirt, which is not going to photograph well, but whoever gets this is going to be really happy. And then on the back, it's the Happy Together tour. And on the back are the tour dates, like you usually see everywhere they were. But this flower, this art is nice. And I think that anybody who's a fan of sort of the musical groups of the late 60s, early 70s will enjoy this shirt. So again, probably not going to get a lot for it, but I love it. Now, here's where I crossed into the I swore I wasn't going to, and I did. I usually leave the Marvel shirts behind, but we've been very into Marvel at our house lately until today when the Solo trailer came out, and now we go like, Star Wars, Marvel, Star Wars, Marvel. So when it was Infinity War coming out, the whole house was Marvel, 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 Marvel. And then the day I bought all the Marvel was the day we switched over to Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. Not that these aren't popular. Again, the problem is there are hundreds of Marvel shirts on eBay and probably dealers selling this particular style, if it's newer, in every size you want. But I thought I'd take a chance with Marvel being as hot as it is. Deadpool's coming out. This is what this is, if you don't know. Deadpool is coming out this week, next week, very soon. So I have to get this one up quick. And here's a side note for you. If you don't know, see how dedicated a pop culture collector you are. When Deadpool comes out, I think around the 21st, I want to say, 7-Eleven is going to have special Deadpool Funko Pop and Slurpee cups and other things that are probably going to be collectible, because who goes to 7-Eleven to get a Funko Pop? So if you stop into 7-Eleven in the morning to get your morning coffee, keep an eye out, or ask the manager when they're going to come in. Keep an eye out, because I think they're going to be worth grabbing. Anything, all of the promo stuff from Deadpool that shows up there. So I got this one. And I got this one because it was really unusual. I know enough about the Marvel Universe just to sort of find my way through the movies, but I did not recognize these characters, which my son had to explain to me. So I thought this was quite an unusual shirt. What he was laughing is, if you remember the CW shirt I showed you earlier, that this is sort of the Marvel-verse version of those same characters that were on the CW shirt. So, again, I picked this up because I thought it was just really different, unusual. It's a good size. I think it's, what is that, a 2X? And great condition. I'm going to make a switch here. Throw this one to you last. Just put that aside. And then this was the one I kind of iffed on that I probably should have left behind. This is Black Panther, but it's the comic book version of Black Panther. Again, it's Marvel licensed shirt. It's one of these thinner, it's a nice quality shirt, but it's one of those thinner ones. It'd be super for summer. I think somebody's going to want it. I did look this one up, kind of. There were comic book shirts selling from dealers that, again, have them in every size imaginable, but I didn't see this particular one, and certainly not in this gray color. So, again, I thought for $3, I'm going to take a chance, put this Marvel stuff up and see, because I've been wrong myself before where I thought, there's 100 of these listed, no one's going to buy mine, and they did. Okay, this was my favorite find of the day, and I'm almost tempted to keep it because I am a collector, not of Harry Potter, but of Universal Studios. Now, let me explain. I saw this first, this little logo here, Harry Potter. I couldn't read it really well because I didn't have my glasses on. I looked at the back, and here we have, let me get it lined up better. Can we get it? Here we go. So we've got Universal Studios Hollywood, and that's where I went, hey, Wizarding World of Harry Potter. But this is the part right down here, construction team. And then on the sleeves is PCL Construction and KHS&S Contractors. This is a shirt that was worn, given to the people who physically built the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios Hollywood. And what makes it even cooler is this, and I will explain why in a moment. This tag. This is the official Wizarding World of Harry Potter tag. Now, the reason this makes it particularly special is this, that companies, and I've shown you shirts like it before, companies that work on a movie or whatever, their company works on it, can make a t-shirt themselves that just says, hey, my company worked on the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. But this is an official shirt, which means that Universal actually created these shirts for the team. So it is for the construction company. It's sort of like having a Disneyland tag on a construction shirt from Disneyland, which I actually have one like that too. So that's what this is. Think of this as the Universal version of an Imagineers t-shirt from Disney. So I think, and again, I never look at the white shirts. I hate the white shirts because they always have stains that I missed. But, matter of fact, that one might have one right there. I couldn't pass this up. I thought this was so cool. How many people in the world have this shirt? The real question is, how many people in the world want this shirt? If someone is a really big Universal Studios fan like I am, or a very big fan of the Wizarding World, or maybe they actually worked on this. Lots of people have to have worked on this team, and maybe somebody never got their shirt and would like to have it. So I don't know, this could be worthless. It could be worth a lot of money. It could sit in my store for a year and nobody will ever want it because it's too specific. But I think it's dang cool. And like I said, because I'm a collector of Universal Studios things, I'm tempted to keep it. But I can't wear it because it won't fit me. Well, plus I don't wear men's t-shirts because they never fit me properly. But yeah. Speaking of studio, while I'm in here, I found this in a estate sale this week too. A Walt Disney Studios pin, which is oddly worthless. I thought it was really cool, and I thought it'd be worth a lot of money, but yeah, not so much. Which is kind of a down note to end on. I hate to do that. What I will do is tell you one other thing. You know what? I won't because I can't reach it unless I didn't. Did I show you that? I think I might have in the last video, but I'll show it to you again anyway. We'll end with this. So, as much as I love Wizarding World, I also really love Pirates of the Caribbean. So this is super Mickey Mouse, Mickey Ears hat, Pirates hat. And the more I'm showing this, the more I'm pretty sure I already showed this to you guys. So, okay, pretend I didn't show you that. Let's end on this. Universal Studios Hollywood Harry Potter shirt. If you want it, come on over to my eBay store. It'll be listed probably in the next couple of days. And make me an offer on this or any of the shirts you saw or anything we have on eBay. We're Boris Basement on eBay, and we'd love to have you come over there. I also would love to have you write your comments, your questions. If you are an eBay seller and you have questions about what to sell in your store, especially if you're a newbie, I am happy to do what I can to help you out. That's it. I am going to sign off and say good night and wishing that you have a lot of pop culture profits in your eBay store.